Hello and welcome to Meister Arts and Crafts. I'm Libby and today I'd like to kick off the new year with a craft room tour. So to begin, this is the doorway to where you walk in for my craft space. I'll just give you a quick overview of my space and where I work. But yeah. Another thing to note about this space is that my brother does share it with me, so there are Legos over there along with some of our books, and this is a shared closet space where we keep various different things, but yeah. So I have this half pretty much, and I keep all of my crafting stuff over there. But anyway, we will start at the doorway. So I have this little sign that I made that says Laugh, Love, Create, and it's just a great thing for people to see when they walk in the room. Then on the other side of the door, I keep some of my Cricut mats on this binder hook clip thing, and it just hangs on the doorknob. Another idea for storing cardstock is to use a file holder. I used to have one here, and it held all my cardstock color organized all the way down. And it's great if you have a small space, so that was a great option because I do have a fairly small space, but also it was great when I had not a lot of cardstock, but I just had a lot and it was getting really heavy, so I moved it over here, which I will talk about in a minute. But anyway, we will move over here, and first I have this little sign that says every child is an artist, and I just have some of my artwork up there. And then I keep this shelving unit right here because it just fits perfectly in between those doors. Yeah, we just painted it navy blue to go with my space, and so yeah. Anyway, at the top here, I keep my Cricut Explorer Air 2, and yeah, it's just a great space to put it so that it won't take up my workspace. So yeah. Then over here, I keep this like little bag holder. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's from IKEA and it's super cheap. A great way to store all of your vinyl, and it looks pretty when you have a bunch of different colors on it. So yeah. And then over here I have some different clay pots that I made because I don't really have any other place to put them, and this was open space, so it worked. And then as you go down to the first shelf, I keep these magazine files with all of my paper in some sheet protectors. If you are interested in more about organizing your paper or various other crafting supplies, I will link that video in the top right corner if you are interested. And I will note when some of my organization things in this room come up. So if you are interested, you can go check out that video. Anyway, I just keep them and they are all labeled. So yeah, I keep colored in this one, and then I keep neutral and specialty in this one. And then in the middle, I keep my pattern paper. So this is kind of like the paper shelf, and I keep most of my paper here. Anyway, in this first pattern paper bin, I keep different paper pads and stuff like that in here. And then in this one, I just keep my looser papers, things like that in here. And then I just keep some scrapbooking supplies right there. On the next shelf, I keep some of my envelopes. So I keep A7. So I think there's a little bit different ones, some tags, A2, and then some that I made down there. It is really easy just to keep all my envelopes in this little bin, and it closes on the top, which is great. In the next bin here, I keep my organization supplies. So I keep things like my some bags to package my cards. And then also some stamp pockets, my label maker, some extra binder rings, just things to organize the space. Yeah, I keep it in this little bin as well. Oops. So I'll put this back up there. And then this thing right here, I keep some of my wooden stamps. some sentiment strip or sentiment sort of things from pattern paper, along with back there some extra supplies. It's just a way to organize the space a little bit more. Then I keep more of these little bins. So in this one I keep my Cricut stuff, so that includes an extra roll of vinyl. This is like iron-on. I don't use that too often, so it goes in here. My foil transfer kit, an extra cord, some scrap vinyl, and then some vinyl sheets down there that I don't use too often. But yeah, just keep that all in there, and it fits nicely, and it is a way to keep all of the loose Cricut items. So we'll put that there for a minute, and I'll grab down this other one. This is where I keep pattern paper scraps and different things like that that I can easily use. I don't use this too often, but it is a way to store the stuff that I do have. There. And then on this last shelf here, I have the same bins as these ones that I store my pattern paper in, but they are mint green. These I've had for a while, but these ones I haven't had for very long, and I haven't stored my pattern paper in them for very long, so I'm still seeing if this works, but I'm hoping that it will. Then down here, I have been keeping this stuff in it for a while, but I keep, like, this one keeps craft kit stuff, and I just made these using my Cricut to cut out the label, and then I just wrote in white gel pen on them and tied them with some twine onto the bin. So it was super easy. Anyway, I keep tie-dye kit, some sand, a sand kit, and then I keep paint pouring kit, some Christmas crafts and other things in there. That's pretty much it for that one. Then for this one, I keep my craft supplies, and this I have like different stuff that don't really fit anywhere else in my craft room, so they just kind of sit in this bin to use when I want to, but I keep like twine and ribbon and stuff like that, some popsicle sticks, and then this drawer is mostly filled with some craft kit stuff, so it's kind of similar to the other one, but I also keep sketchbooks and coloring books and things like that. And then I also have these stamping blocks, which I'd like to experiment a little bit more with. I have done some, but not a ton, so I'd like to do more with that. And then this last one keeps blank crafting items, so like blank little jars, some sand and some seashells from beaches I've been to, some rocks that I can paint on, different like jars and stuff and things to do stuff with, some blank ornaments and stuff down there, some other like stencil type stuff, stuff that I don't use too often, but yeah. That is basically it for this one. It has a lot of rocks in it, so it's pretty heavy. So it's, nice that it's low to the ground and easy to reach. So I'm gonna stand up here, and we will move over to this area right here. These are actually both very similar on either side. I will talk about each of them in specific, but I did want to point out that there are these white shelves on both sides that I keep, I display my cards and artworks that I've done. So it has a lot of Christmas stuff, mainly stuff that I haven't sent, along with the birthday card and a card that I received. I just haven't really made any cards since Christmas, so I haven't had any new ones to put up. Anyway, that's the same for both sides of the shelves. And then these little cups, well, the shelves are from IKEA as well. And so they're pretty cheap and a nice way to display some of your stuff and make the room a little bit more vibrant. Then these are also from IKEA, and these are super cheap and a great way to store all of your craft supplies. So I have scissors in here, some fun scissors, and just regular ones too. I then keep some of my older, not as good painting paintbrushes and supplies. And then since I don't have a ton of washi tape, I just keep it in this little bin here. I also don't have really another space to put it, so that is where it goes. I don't have a ton of hot glue sticks, and I need to get more, but I do keep hot glue sticks in that one. And then this, I keep like my foam brushes for painting and stuff like that. This one is empty, but this one I keep like calligraphy stuff because I do enjoy doing that. And then in this one I keep different pencils, blending stumps, erasers, extra lead, that kind of thing. Then we'll move to the middle here. And this is where I keep, this is my pegboard, and on this little hook, I keep my Cricut supplies because it is in pretty close reach to my Cricut. And then I keep a plant that is a little bit dying here, and then this one used to have a plant, but it is dead, so I need to get a new one. And then I keep my paper towel here, and then I keep all of my paint up here. This is just like acrylic paint that I use pretty often. This is fabric paint that I use for projects, more little acrylic paint tubes. I keep paint palettes here that are cheap from the dollar store, and then just some water cups. And then on this other hook, as I walk around here, this other hook keeps scissors. These are mainly for cutting adhesive and stuff, so they're kind of sticky, but yeah. And then I keep this ruler there, so that's nice as well. On this, this is where I craft. It's my crafting desk, and I keep this trimmer that I use all the time. It also has my only stamp platform at the moment, but I am getting a Misty, so that will be nice. And it will probably get a place on this desk as well. This is the seat I sit in, and it has my rag that I use a lot. This is where I film, and my phone just goes right in there, and I can film really easily. So yeah. And then here I have some letters that spell out create that I'm hoping to hang up. I just haven't, so they are sitting right there at the moment. And then I keep my iPad and my laptop here sometimes, but yeah. And then on this wall, again, there's the shelving unit that displays my cards. And then I keep all of my coloring mediums and stuff like that, color organized in these bins from IKEA again. It's a super cheap way, and it looks really neat, all colored organized, I think. So that's really fun as well. Yeah, so it's a really colorful area right here. And then we will move down to this cart here. This is my crafting cart, and it keeps a lot of the stuff I use all the time. So yeah. First up here, I keep my bullet journal, sometimes here, but it's a space to organize it, along with, keep this pencil case with some of my bullet journaling supplies that I use. I have to use supplies from up here and in this little thing, and I just put them in here so that I can take them anywhere. So yeah. And then in this one, I keep all of my essential pens, my Meister paint brushes that I use more often, reverse tweezers, craft picks, pencils, things like that. And then I keep my scissors that I use all the time there as well. This is where I keep my die cut machine, and its plates are right under it. But yeah, it's just a nice place to store it. Then I keep my most used ink pads, so my Intense Black ink, and then my Versamark ink pad there. Here I keep my Barely Arts glue, which this glue I use all the time, along with a little bottle of water and a bottle of cleaner. Keep my foam tape here. And then in this drawer, it's kind of like, or in this bin, it's kind of a junk bin, but I keep chargers, cards, things like that. I then keep like glue sticks that I use all the time, tape runner. I don't know, there's a rubber band in here. This is a sticky note pad so I can jot down ideas. Erasers, that's an adhesive eraser. But yeah, things that I use all the time go in there, especially adhesives. Then down here on this second tier, I keep all of my stamp sets, stencils, dies, things like that. I keep them all in here. And this, storing my stamps and dies and stencils, that is in that organization video. So again, I will link that for you. And then I keep them in these acrylic organizers, which fit perfectly with these little bins from at home. They're kind of a silicone-y sort of texture, not quite, but yeah. Back there, I keep some various like die cuts, extra die cuts, so like sentiments, die cuts, extra stamped images, things like that I keep in this one. And then in this one, I keep my top 3 most used embossing powders, so I keep white, gold, and silver, so that they're at easy reach. And then for this one, we'll focus here, I keep all of my card bases. So back there, I keep some A7 card bases. Sorry, you can't see. And then I believe these are A6. I'm not exactly sure. I keep some backgrounds that I've made right here, so that I can use them. These ones are my A2 card bases. They just aren't folded yet. I keep some A2 sized panels in all different colors, so they are at easy reach. And I don't have to go cut some. And then these came with my die cutting machine, and they fit perfectly, so I just keep them there. Then on this bottom tier, I keep all of my cards, things like that, in these 2 bins. I do make a lot of cards, so that is why they are in these bins. And then I keep these gray organizers. Again, these are address labels, and then some stamps down there. And then this is my stamp for Meister Arts and Crafts, and then a handmade with love stamp as well. Back there, I keep some bullet journaling stuff that I could use that doesn't really have another place. So yeah. And then I'll get up here, and then this is my my like unit that keeps the majority of my craft supplies. It keeps a lot of craft supplies. I wouldn't say a majority, but it does keep a lot of them. Anyway, on top here, I have a pencil sharpener, my hot glue gun, some Clorox wipes, my distress inks, which if you do want to know more about that, that is also in the organization video. I also keep some blending foams and some re-inkers back there. Another thing that I forgot to mention was, at least I used to have a hook here that held my ink swatches. I'm not exactly sure where they went, but I will have to look for those later. Anyway, if you are interested in ink swatching, that is also in that organization video. I also keep my heat gun. It's a little mangled, but it still works. Anyway, in this first bin, I keep kind of tools and stuff like that. So I also keep my white cardstock in here, just because I know where else to put it, and I use it all the time. Here I keep a brayer and just some various other random tools, and then this is a envelope maker. Next, this one has my inks in it, so if you are curious in storing ink cubes, I do have that video, or that in the video as well. But yes, I keep my ink cubes here. That's just an extra storage, because this one is all filled. Then I keep extra black and embossing ink here. Well, it's kind of like old ones, but yeah. Then I keep like blending tools and extra blending foams back there. And then I keep all of my extra embossing powders, and then this is also some stencil paste, so I keep that in there. I have my blending tool or blending brush in here because I only have one. And then I have this little air hockey puck that I use to help press, or to help me stamp. So I'm sure you've seen that in some videos if you've watched them. But yeah. Next is my adhesive drawer, and in this drawer I keep my extra liquid glue, some extra glue sticks, Also, I keep double-sided tape. This is kind of messed up, but yes, I keep extra Barely Art glue stuff there. Some tacky glue and some Mod Podge there. Some washi tape that I use to mask, tape down dies, tape down things without ripping them. So yeah, and then I keep regular tape in here. Keep some glue dots right here to use. And then as we go down, I keep my embellishments in this drawer. So these, I don't really have any other place. These are kind of like gems that come on like acetate sheets, sort of. I keep those over there. These are kind of different embellishment stuff, pom-poms, googly eyes, bells, things like that. I keep then some sequins in here, some that I use all the time. So yeah, those go there. And then over here, this is a snow pen. I don't really have anywhere else to put it, so it goes right there, but it creates really cool snow on your cards. And then this these are some various different embellishments, some stars. I love these hearts. I really like to use them on cards. And then there are some snowflakes as well. Another thing that I forgot to mention in the ink store is that I also keep this Versamark ink pen, or Versamark water. It's not really focusing. But yes, I keep that pen in there. And I'm hoping to do a video on it shortly. So yeah. We went over the embellishments bin. Next is the projects bin. So this is some paper quilling stuff, and I'm hoping to do more with that soon. But I keep it in this little bin, or these little bags from Science Stamp, which I love, especially for traveling with craft supplies. And if you are interested in traveling with craft supplies, I do have a video about that, which I will link in the upper right corner. Anyway, I keep those in there to hold different projects and stuff like that. Then I keep other various project sort of things that I'm working on, or things that I haven't finished yet. So yeah, so it's in the project bin. And then in this is the last bin. It is the biggest. It's the extras bin. I keep extra cardstock that I don't really know exactly what to do with. This is a splatter bin back there. I keep extra card bases and things like that. I keep various different, you can't really see it because it's under, but it's like IKEA pegboard stuff that I don't use at the moment. This is a thing that I use for traveling with my craft supplies, or just anything in general. These are some extra bins, but I do keep some lighting stuff in there. And then I keep some extra Sharpies and extra organization stuff down there. Okay, sorry. And then over here, I keep my cords. This is an extension cord, and it keeps all of my stuff there, and then a charger in case I need it. But yeah, that is basically an overview of all my craft stuff. So yeah, there's this area. If it focuses, there it goes. This is this area if you're looking at it directly, and then here is the shelving unit. And that basically finishes off my craft room area. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and come back next Tuesday for a new video. Have a great day. See you soon.